Check that out. That's not a shop wall. That's not a bunch of wrenches sitting on the side. That's Huntington Beach beer. Surf City, pro shops galore, every kind of hot rod you could possibly imagine, right here within 5 miles. And guess what? That is not a shop boot. So stay tuned, we got a huge car collection. Check it out. Knock, knock.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
You must be Tim.
I'm Tim. Chris said you'd be coming by. How was the beach?
Oh man, it was a great drive. It is an amazing day out there.
Awesome.
Look at this place.
And welcome to Surf City Garage.
Man, this is a really cool place you have. You're not hiring, are you?
Well, you know, you pick up application at the front.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a little different. We've got a waterfall in the atrium and got an actual surfboard for a boardroom. Chris and Jesse are out back checking out the cars. You're welcome to make yourself at home.
Cool. Awesome. Out that way?
Right through that way.
Sweet. Thank you. Tim told me I'd find you guys in here.
What's
happening?
How you doing, man?
Good to see ya.
For those of you who don't know, CJ, JC, Chris Jacobs, Jesse Combs.
Welcome to Surf City Garage, man.
Yeah.
What a place.
Great to have you
Man.
here.
We're in
It's
the
amazing.
diner part of it right now.
This is not a rough place to work.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Actually, there's some very cool cars in this small room right here. We got 3 Shelbys, we got a couple Boss 302s, we got a little Firebird over there.
Got a
3
gas
Indians.
pump just in case you need to fill up. You got
Exactly,
like some
man.
news to work on your stuff.
Got
some Indians.
But let me tell you, this room right here is just a very, very small taste of the entire collection at Surf City Garage.
Not even an appetizer.
You're scaring me.
You're intrigued.
yeah.
You are
So much
intrigued.
more.
I want to dine. What do you got? Bring it on.
You know what? Let's go
Show me.
check it out. Come on. Well, Brian, now you saw the cars that were in the diner. This is the kind of working garage here at Surf City Garage. These are
Wow.
all the cars that are waiting to be
Are you
restored.
shucking me, man? That
No,
is
I am
crazy.
not.
Look at this place.
You can see there's a ton of GTOs back here.
So what's up with this one? This looks like a goat, but isn't.
Well, that's a pretty keen eye. It does look like a goat because essentially it's a fakey goat, you might want to call it. In 1971, the insurance companies pretty much tripled the premiums on the GTOs because they were just too powerful of cars. And John DeLorean at the time, who was the head of Pontiac, wanted to continue making GTOs, so he came up with the idea of the GT37, which is essentially a Le Mans with the GTO running gear in it. Now they were able to get away.
DeLorean's crafty tricks that he pulled.
Yeah, he was able to get away with it for about a year and a half or so. They made about a few hundred of them before the insurance companies caught on to the GT37 and shut that down.
Now, speaking of John DeLorean, that's actually how the Judge got its name. He was friends with a lot of celebrities, and at the time, Sammy Davis Jr. was on a show called Laugh-In.
Here come the judge. Here come the judge. You know, showing my age there.
Exactly. Well, they used that catchphrase as the name because at the time, the Roadrunner was so catchy that he needed something to basically compete with that. So that's how they came up with the Judge.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
So what else we got down here?
Well, you can see there's a ton of GTOs back here, and that's because Tim's first personal ride was a 1967 GTO, and he kind of fell in love with that model, and he's been collecting them ever since.
Yeah, he actually owns the very first and the very last 1971 Judges because that's probably the most popular here, but how cool is that to own the first and last of that year?
That's pretty wild. Now you don't just, do this overnight. I mean,
No.
what's the story behind
Yeah,
this
Surf
thing?
City Garage has got quite a bit of history. In fact, it was established in 1970. That's when the collecting kind of started. And he likes to maintain his cars at the highest level possible. He takes them to a lot of shows. And so when he was trying to find the product that would best shine the cars up, he wasn't really satisfied with anything that was on the market. So he hired a chemist, and he came up with a formula of his own that he was satisfied with. And when he was going around to the shows and his buddy was, hey, how are you getting your cars so shiny? He'd say, well, try a little bit of the stuff that I came up with.
How it
And
usually
everyone
works.
was just blown away.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it was actually like in little bottles with duct tape on it, like wax.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So he said, hey, you know what? Why not share this with everybody so that when they go into their auto parts store, they can get the very best stuff. In fact, we like to call it enthusiast grade. It's a little bit higher than your normal grade stuff
Well,
out
obviously, his enthusiast grade is a little bit higher than
Yes,
most of ours.
he has a lot of enthusiasm.
And he's got
enthusiast grade.
Yeah, and he's got a huge laboratory here to, you know,
To test
test
the product.
this stuff
Yeah.
on. So,
But hang on a second. You've seen the appetizer. We might call this the first course. Let's get to the good stuff.
let's chow.
Come on, baby. All right, Brian, so here you go, the Surf City Garage Museum.
Wow.
Isn't it amazing?
Wow. That is unbelievable.
Right?
Yeah.
Just when you think you've seen it all.
Now, hang on though. Museum is kind of a misnomer because Tim actually drives all these cars.
He's like a true mechanic. He has a true passion for cars. He flies out and he'll drive it home no matter what shape it is in, praying that it's going to get home. And it's the thrill of it for him.
I don't care what you say. There's not one man that can drive all these
No.
cars. He must have a lot of friends, or he needs some new friends.
Well, both. His friends love him, and we are fortunate enough to be his friends. We can drive some of these things. We got, of course, my favorite section, the Mopars here. Got the GMs down the center row.
Corvettes in the upper back corner over there.
This is obviously going to take a while. So right now we got to take a break. More from Surf City Garage. This is incredible. Look at this place. This must be a dream. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. All right, I gotta go find Chris and Jesse.
Yeah, Brian, they're not just about cars. Surf City also is about motorcycles.
Panhead.
Too,
Beautiful
right?
old Harley.
I can see you on that. Sturgis.
Yeah, I think she'd get a little bit of attention at Sturgis riding
Maybe
this thing.
just a little bit. I'll take it if they'll let me. Heck, let's go.
Yeah, you never know. We could work something out.
Now, what about this convertible over here?
Oh, well, this is what we like to call the drive-in special. The trunk holds about 3 or 4 bodies. So you can,
Yeah,
all get in
I would
for
say
free.
so. That's like 6 feet across.
Now check this out. The steering wheel on this thing is of particular interest. Normally you see these and there are a whole bunch of cracks in it, especially in the convertibles when the sun's
yeah.
just constantly shining on them. Not a crack in this whole steering wheel.
Yeah, and you know, we try to repair these. We'll grind them out, fill them in, and then repaint in that area. But this one's clear. Can you imagine trying to, you know, fix a repair on a clear surface?
Pretty much impossible. That's the kind of attention to detail that they like to have on their cars here at Surf City. I mean, you really focus on the little things, and this Bonneville is certainly a great example of it.
Well, even though he drives these, they're all very clean. He obviously really takes care of them.
Really does. I mean, you just take a look at all these Chevelles down the center row, you get an idea of the meticulousness of Surf City Garage. Now this truck right here is a 58 Chevy step-side Apache. This is kind of the truck that he likes to say started it all. Tim's dad actually bought this new in 1958. He learned how to drive on this truck.
Wow.
Kind of got away from the family. He wanted to get it back, so he found it in a field. When he opened up the glove box, the original registration was in there with his dad's name on it.
Wow. You know, for some reason, there's always like a field or a barn involved.
Hey guys, come check out this Roadrunner.
Oh yes, let's go look at some more.
Right? Bench seats, 383, 4-speed.
I like the air grabber.
It's
That's
got
what I
this
like.
here air grabber hood
You
on
know,
it.
now you may not know this, and when you go in the air grabber, go right down there in the Coyote Duster.
Well, what an air grabber does, to see, Brian, is it takes the air and it grabs it. It's basically where they got the name air grabber.
And you're a master of the obvious.
Yes, my grasp of the obvious is astounding. Now, one cool feature on the Roadrunners in particular is, of course, the Roadrunner horn. Why don't you go give that a little tap
voice
tap?
of the actual Roadrunner itself. Vibrate.
They actually made a deal with Warner Brothers in 1968.
68, yep.
They got the rights to the characters, the cartoon characters, and put them on the Roadrunner, as well as the noise that the Roadrunner horn makes.
That must have cost him a bundle.
It actually came out of a Jeep. To get that horn sound correct, they used a Jeep horn.
Yeah, I think it was worth it though, right?
It was very worth it.
And what's the difference in that one and this one? Since
Well,
you're
subtle differences between the 68, this is a 68 GTX versus 69 Roadrunner. There's a couple ways to tell. One is by the headlight bezel. You can see the 68 is a rounded bezel around the headlight, and the 69 has a squared off bezel. The other way to tell are the side marker lights. On the 68, they were round, very small, and on the 69, they were a little bit larger and rectangular. So from a distance, that's a quick way to tell whether it's a 68 or a 69.
speaking of Roadrunner, beep beep. Let's go see some other stuff.
So much to see.
Wow, obviously we found Corvette Alley over here. Look
Right?
at this.
70 Stingray, that was a 61.
Man, ooh, wow.
Now this vet right here is the car that spawned all of this. all
This
of
whole
it.
explosion of autos.
Pretty much when Tim was done working on it, he was like, now what? What's next? So he just kept doing one after the other. Yep.
What year is this?
This is a 58. Now, the 59s look exactly like them, except for the fact that they are missing the trunk straps is what they call them, the silver chrome pieces right there, and then the louvers on the hood. Other than that, the 58 and the 59 look exactly the same.
This thing's in beautiful shape.
Yeah.
You know, Brian, this car is a driver and spends a lot of time outside in the sun, and believe it or not, was painted 18 years ago.
Wow.
The reason that it looks so good still is because it's been well maintained here at Surf City.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
Their product obviously works, right?
And they do take stuff out, and I think they might need some help.
Well, you're sitting in the wrong seat to drive this one, but I think that we might be able to get you into a GTO.
I don't think I could even fit in this one, but I bet I could definitely fit in a GTO. So stay tuned, and hopefully, we can get me in one.
Yes. Dreams do come true.
Oh, please let the dream.
I can fit in this one.
My power steering pump is making noise. How can I correct it? We'll show you how after the break. My power steering pump is making noise. How can I correct it? Sometimes seals in the power steering unit can become hardened and begin to leak over time. By adding 2 ounces of Z-Max to the power steering fluid, you can revitalize those seals. You can also add Z-Max to your fuel system and oil every 6,000 miles to improve the surface lubrication as you drive. This tip is brought to you by Z-Max. Performance you can feel.
Okay, BF. Tim and I arranged a little surprise for you. You know that you used to live here? You want to get back into the Surf City lifestyle?
No,
1967 GTO convertible, 4-speed.
You know the way I like it.
Surfboard and everything.
Yeah, buddy.
You know the way I like it.
Just get it back till you come back, man.
Uh-oh.
Get it back in one piece.
You guys are all right.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, brother. I didn't even do a burnout.
Brian, how you doing on the interior?
Hey,
Brian.
Brian. I was at Surf City in Huntington. I was surfing.
Surf City?
With, Chris.
What are you talking about? We're in
Jesse.
Two Guys Garage. You, me.
Yeah, I don't know.
68 Camaro.
I don't know where you were. You weren't there.
Well, I was looking over here for a little bit of a Karate Kid wax on, wax off.
I'm working.
I see you doing one of these paint the fence motions.
I'm working.
Well, Brian's in a haze, but we've got a lot of mechanical bits on this 67 or 68 Camaro that we've upgraded. We got to get the body and the interior to start living up to the rest of the car. And you can see this thing's been sitting around for a long time.
And while I was dreaming away in Huntington, I've been working with this Dashaway. This is an interior detailer. Works really good on all kinds of stuff. And you can see, look how dirty the rag is.
Yeah.
Look at the old, and that's what I started with. This is what I got now. So now I'm going to do the door panel. This stuff works good on all kinds of surfaces on the interior, no matter whether it's your dash. I mean, you can use it on carpet. You know, if you got a little stain on your carpet, you can kind of clean that up too. 20 years of muck. And, you know, we've been getting all the mechanicals looking pretty good. It's running nice. But, I mean, this thing is ugly.
Yeah.
So it needs some help.
Well, it's already starting to look better. And while Brian's doing the interior, I'm going to work on the paint a little bit. Now, every surface on this car has pores and texture to it. Even a painted surface, even a clear-coated surface. So what we're going to try to do with this paint is open those pores, clean all that dirt out, all that oxidation out. Then we can put a nice layer of sealer and wax on it and give it that layer, that nice pop and depth to it. Now, a great product from Surf City is this Beyond Clay. Now, why they call it Beyond Clay, a lot of detailers use a clay bar. It's got a little bit of abrasive, a natural abrasive to it. You'll rub it on, get out the dirt, oxidation, little scratches. But that clay will contain that dirt over time and eventually end up scratching your car. So you can only use a clay bar a couple of times and you got to throw it out. Well, this Beyond Clay product is great because you're constantly applying a new fresh layer. It's a liquid product. And you can basically buff all that oxidation out, pull all that grit out, open it up, and let a nice new clean layer put back on. So I'm going to get the buffer out. I'm going to apply a small amount of the Beyond Clay on. Now a nice tip, we've added tape on the edges here. It's really easy to burn it by using a buffing wheel. So we're protecting the edges there. I'm going to get my safety glasses on because sometimes this stuff can spray around on you. And a good tip too, take the cord, throw it over your shoulder. You're not dragging on the side of the car. Smear it around, have a nice big puddle to fling when you get the kicker on here. Now fire this guy up. I'll do a nice grid pattern. I'll go back and forth, one direction, and I'll come back the other way. Now once this starts to haze up, and I've pulled a lot of old oxidation and dirt out, then I can take my microfiber cloth and basically just buff this right back out again. And you can see the clay has not only pulled a lot of the grit out, but we've polished it, made a nice shiny surface, a little bit of seal, a little bit of wax. This thing's going to look really good, really fast.
All right, welcome to the break room. We got some cool parts for you today. Everybody's heard of the K&N filter. Now they've got a new dry charger, which is a polyester sleeve. It's impregnated with silicone. What this is going to do is keep all the dirt, debris, and water. It's going to keep it out of your filter. That way it's going to extend the life 2 to 3 times. You pull it off, you wash it. Let's say you're in a marine application, you're in a off-road application. Anytime you're getting a bunch of water and debris, this will really keep it out. It's very simple to use, obviously. Slide it on. Really cool product from K&N, the dry charger. Now, from Satisfied Brakes, we've got their Pro Ceramic VS series. Now, these are designed for quiet, comfortable braking, eliminates your noise. These are designed for extended pad life. If you're going to upgrade your car, if you're going to do anything and make it perform, be sure you get good pads. These are high quality. They're going to go right into your vehicle. They're vehicle specific. They're chamfered and slotted per your OE specs. They're going to go right in. This is for the guy at home that's going to do it, for the installer, anybody. Be sure you ask for Satisfied Brakes Pro Ceramic VS series. Now, this is from Master Lock Python adjustable cable. This thing is really cool. If you see, most locking cables, they only have one length. So you can't pull anything tight, you can't move it all around in different situations. Whether you have a motorcycle, you want to lock up some helmets when you're out riding, a bicycle, you want to use it as a belt. This thing can be used for all kinds of things. In the back of a pickup truck. Now it's made out of 3/8 braided stainless steel, so it's a good strong construction. It's a good anti-theft device. And if you look at how this thing works, it's very easy. It's got all different kind of positions. You just turn it to the unlock. You can move it to anywhere you want. You lock it back, pull out the key, and you're done. Really cool piece. This thing can work in all kinds of different applications. It's from Master Lock Python adjustable cable, locking cable. Now, be sure you check out our website. Be sure you send in those pictures, send in those videos, and we'll see you next time in the break room. All right, we got our Camaro seat out, and as you can see, man, 20 years of muck, and now look what this Surf City Garage Dashaway is doing. This is the same stuff we used on the door panel, works really good at getting this thing nice and clean. Now once you have it to this point, you want to take and use this Voodoo Leather Rejuvenator. What this does, it's actually going to kind of seal it, keep it waterproof. You can use this on plastic, leather, vinyl, and this works really good in giving it kind of like that deep shine, and you can see really giving it that deep, nice gloss. It's really easy to put on. Now, if you get in some areas where, you've got some cracks and these little beads where they have sewing, you can come in, kind of do a little bit of this, and you can get that dirt out of the inside, just kind of an old detailer trick there. Take care of that part. Separate your rags. So that's gonna look really sharp once I'm done. How's that fender, Byrd?
Fender's starting to look really good. We've got the whole car wheeled out with their Beyond Clay. All the pores are open. Now we're gonna seal it. So we've got their nano sealer. Apply it, let it sit in for a little while, 20 minutes. You can even leave it overnight. Just keep it out of the sun, wipe it off, and now we're gonna protect it. So we've got a super easy Carnauba wax, really nice stuff. It's their barrier reef. apply it on. I can do the whole car in about 30 minutes, buff it off with a microfiber towel, and look at that. It's starting to look really shiny. Protective layer.
Oh man, that's looking good, huh?
Yeah, look at that.
The only thing is, we have the whole rest of the car to do, and I don't think everybody wants to watch us put everything, including our little Beyond Black, tires, roof. Ooh, now check this out. Look at that magic camera work. That's amazing, isn't it? Now you see we use Beyond Black on the tires. Those turned out really nice. You can also use it like on a vinyl top like this. Any kind of vinyl, any kind of rubber, works good. But guess what, Byrd? Don't put it on a seat. Put it on a motorcycle seat. You're gonna be out there surfing, yeah.
Now another good tip, if you're going to a car show, you want a good glossy shine in a hurry, try the Nano Glaze. It comes in your Shine-On kit. You can put it on after your Nano Seal, or you can put it on after your Carnauba Wax, a barrier reef. Now it's great because it's super simple. You can put on about a quarter of the car at a time, let it haze up, and you can wipe it off. It's like a shine amplifier. Make it look like basically you're ready to roll into a car show.
Now, you can see we've taken a lot of time. I mean, it was like 20 years that we took off of this thing. 20 years to new,
yeah.
Basically, what, 2 hours?
Yeah, that's a lot of grime, a lot of wrinkles, a lot of age.
Our vinyl was really toast, looked terrible.
Yeah.
The top was nasty.
The tires were, grayed and dirty.
And really, we didn't spend a whole lot of time on it. And these products are really cool. They smell really nice. And you can get them down at any local auto parts, readily available.
You know, in a couple of hours, you can take your ride and probably make it look a whole lot better than you ever thought it could.
It's a lot cheaper than a paint job.
Yeah. Now, a couple of times a year, this thing's gonna look like show quality material. And in between,
we got Speed Demon. This is a normal detailer. And with a detailer, what you want to do, take a nice microfiber. You don't want to take the nice seal and the wax that you just used, and you don't want to go back and scratch it. So make sure it's fairly clean. But in between, you can use a microfiber. I like to tear them off. That's what the pros that I've seen, that's what they do.
Hey, you notice my tag's already gone.
Spray a little bit on your rag, and all you do is just kind of, do a little clean in between, and that makes it nice when you run down to your local rod run or whatever. You got a nice, cool car.
A real easy step to keep your car looking good between, the elbow grease a couple times a year. But with that, we're running out of time, so you guys stick around for the next week of Two Guys Garage.
See you next time, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.